Hey there, and welcome to the Innovative Mindset Podcast. I'm your host, Isolde Trachtenberg. I'm super thrilled that you're here, and I want to talk to you about something that is a realization that I had. It's a little bit of word nerddom, and it's also a little bit of, oh, I can't believe I never thought about it before. I was just in a meeting with the amazing Tamsin Webster, who is a message strategist and also the author of Find the Red Thread. And I adore the book. I adore her. She's going to be on the podcast soon. Well, by soon I mean sometime in February or March, but still, she's incredible. And we were talking about my messaging as a speaker, and I was saying that one of the things that I truly believe is that in order for us to unleash our creative genius and be really innovative and want to solve problems, we need to have compassion for the ideal of whatever it is we're trying to achieve, right? So basically, what you're compassionate about, you're going to be passionate about. And she said, well, you're going to have to draw the line between compassion and creativity for me. I'm not quite sure exactly where that is. And I thought about it and I went, again, what you're compassionate about is what you're going to be passionate about. And that blew me out of the water as I thought it, because that notion of compassion, I mean, passion and compassion obviously have the same root, but it's about caring. It's about what you care about. And what you care about, provided that you have time and resources and energy, you can't help but want to do something about. That's how we work, right? We tend to sort of slide away from things that we don't care about, or we slog through them, but we look for any excuse not to do them, or it takes forever. And you're sitting there and you're trying to get it done and it's not getting done, and you feel like you're punching through concrete for every tiny achievement, every little itty bitty step. And yet there are times when you're so excited and you're lit up and you're ready to go. And when are those times? It's when you're passionate about something. And I maintain that in order to find that passion, you have to look for compassion. What is it that you care about? What is it that you want to do something about? Because once you find that, then you're revved up, you're excited, you're ready to go. And then punching through that concrete becomes much, much easier than it was before. So some of the things that I've been talking about in my own messaging as far as innovation is why. Why would we want to innovate? Well, I maintain we want to innovate because we want to solve a problem. And innovation, as far as I'm concerned, is when a creative person looks to see how they can solve a problem and therefore, in some small way or large way, change the world. That's what innovation is, right? You've heard me say this before. Innovation is inspiration plus action. Well, that inspiration comes faster and more prolifically, if you will, if you are passionate about what you're trying to change or fix or solve. And the root of that passion can be what you're compassionate about. What sparks or inspires your compassion? If you focus on that, if you find, as Tamsin puts it, the red thread of that to the heart of what you're trying to do, of who you're trying to be, it'll be so much easier in some ways. In some ways, it will be more vulnerable. It will be scarier. It'll be more frightening, because when we try for the thing we really want, it can be really terrifying. Many of us would rather live what they call, lives of quiet desperation, because it's safer, because it feels less vulnerable. Well, if you grab your courage in your own hands and you try for what you really care about, you're taking a huge chance, and I get it. And yet, look at the rewards. If you look to your compassion, look to your tender heart, and see what helps that compassion well up, that's the key to getting you to the place where you need to be, where you can make the most difference because you care the most. The more you care, the more compassion you have, the more passion you have. And when you have passion, my friend, you will also have inspiration. And that inspiration and that compassion will inspire, it will supercharge, it will spark your action. And that's how you get to innovation. I know I call this podcast the innovative mindset. Well, that innovative mindset is, are you being creative? Are you being creative in the way you think and in what you do? And are you being active? Are you being passionate and compassionate in those actions? If you let those be the North Star, if you let passion and compassion be the North Star to your creative instincts and to your innovative actions, then you're going to be amazed at the things you can accomplish. And here's a bonus. When people see you being excited and thrilled and amazing at what you're doing, they want to be a part of it. So if you want to get a team together, if you want to get colleagues and cohorts and comrades in arms, by gum, just like I said yesterday in the Artist's Way introduction, that's how to do it. If you are passionate about it, immediately something changes from within you and how you react and interact with the rest of the world. And people love that kind of passion. They want to be a part of it. They want to know what's going on. It's like that old experiment that they did. They used to have someone just stand in the middle of the street and look up at nothing. They wouldn't be looking up at anything. And the thing is, people would stop, stand next to them, and look up too. They didn't even know what they were looking up at, but it didn't matter. What mattered was that they were looking up because someone else had been looking up with curiosity. And that brings me to the last part of compassion and passion. When you have that compassionate center, when you have that passionate need to do something, then you get curious about what you can do. And as long as the compassion is the fuel for your curiosity, it's going to lead you into these amazing creative problem-solving paths. Really, I mean, that's the best way to say it. In fact, let me see if I can say it again. When you are passionate and compassionate about something, that passion will spark your curiosity for doing something about it. That's the whole point. And that will inspire your innovation. It will inspire your creative problem solving. It will make everything different. I can't get behind that more than I have already gotten behind it. This is really my, I don't know, my hill to die on, I guess, because I really believe that if you're compassionate about it, if I'm compassionate about it, and for me, of course, it's animals and animal rights and the environment, I am more passionate about that than just about anything else in the world, and I believe that together we can come up with these incredible solutions, creative problem solving at its best, to save not only us, but all the animals on the planet. Wouldn't that be incredible? So because I'm so passionate about it, so much of this podcast focuses on the people who are doing that, on the people who are changing the world through their work in the environmental field, in wildlife conservation, in the farm animal movement, if you will, to change the way factory farming is done, and the farm sanctuary movement. Many of the guests on the show are all about that because they're all incredibly both passionate and compassionate about their lives at work and how they do what they do. So thank you so much for listening to that. I hope that it made any sort of sense. I usually don't talk about the fact that this is kind of freeform, but today's episode was kind of freeform, except that notion of passion and compassion, that one leads right into the other. This is Isolde Trachtenberg for the Innovative Mindset Podcast. As always, this episode is brought to you by Brain FM, and it is what allows me to be as productive as I am, as relaxed as I am, and as excited and supercharged as I am to do all of the world-changing things that I want to do through innovation and creative problem solving. Until next time, I hope that you dream big, create your world, and dare all.